For some more news breaking just now, gangster Vikas Dubey's video where he's seen along with his armed gunman can be seen now. We've accessed that video. Here he's seen resolving a village dispute. It is common knowledge that villagers in the area used to approach him instead of the police to get their issues resolved. Also, if a complainant approached the police, the cops in the local police station had strict instructions to first report it to the gangster Vikas Dubey, who would then get involved as the matter was resolved as per his convenience. This is the video. First on Times Now. This is the video that we're talking about. It's on your screens right now. This is proof of how he had an iron grip over the area, and this also confirms that his writ ran large in the area where he was active. All right, let's go across to Amir Haq now. I believe he's on with us right now. Amir, this video clearly, again, proof and indicating his writ ran large in the areas he was active in. He was something of a super cop there.
Well, Athar, this is a very rare video, which we could get because although it is, common knowledge that Vikas Dubey used to attend a lot of functions, also that he was a popular figure in the area, considering the political clout and otherwise, his connections within the political class. And there would be a lot more pictures as well as videos of him with the people in general. But people somehow are not willing to part with such videos and photographs or any information about Vikas Dubey, considering the kind of crackdown that police has initiated against Vikas Dubey and his henchmen, associates and relatives. In this video it is quite clear, looking at Vikas Dubey and his henchmen who are heavily armed there, quite visible in the video, and they are resolving a dispute within the village. Whether this pertains to his paternal village Bakeru or not is still not clear. But we've spoken to a number of police personnel as well as locals who actually say that his writ actually ran large across the area, and that people in the area actually approached him before approaching any police station in the area for resolving their dispute, which is why he had an iron grip on all such people who actually possessed land, and therefore none of the land dealings could actually take place or new land registries could be done without taking his permission. So that was the kind of iron grip he had on the people and police in the area, which allowed him to further take favors from the political class.
Now, with this video also, Amir, one thing is very clear, that evidence seems to be mounting, not just to the fact that he had relations with certain police officers, he had a well-connected network, but also he operated outside the law, something of a Robin Hood figure, he would like to think, but clearly just criminality at the core of it.
Well, yes, Athar, and it is very, very surprising and startling because this had been going on for the last over 20 years, and all successive governments being in place, cops in the local police stations, from the Chaubepur police station to Shivli to Shivrajpur police station and Bithur, a number of police station areas in the police circle that he lived actually remained mute spectators to the kind of work that he was doing on the ground, resolving people's dispute, resolving disputes between people relating to land, etc., which is what allowed him to make a lot of money with the people here and local businessmen as well. So nobody actually complained this to higher-ups within the police department, and the complaints that actually went to the district police chief, etc., like in the case of CO Devendra Mishra, were perhaps,
I'll ask you to stay on with us. We also have a reaction coming in from the ADG Law and Order of Uttar Pradesh Police, Mr. Prashant Kumar. This is what he had to say. Let's take a look.
जब तक हम विकास दुबे और उनके साथियों को गिरफ्तार नहीं कर लेते, जब तक उनको हम कानून के शिकंजे में नहीं लेंगे, तब तक हम लोग इसमें शांत नहीं बैठेंगे और लगातार हमारी ऐसी 40 टीमें और एसटीएफ की टीम भी इसमें लगातार कार्य कर रही है। सूचना मिली थी कि ये अपने घर में छिपा के रखता है और उसके लिए भी पूरे घर की सर्च ली गई, जिसमें से 2 किलो विस्फोटक पदार्थ, 6 तमंचे, 15 देसी बम तथा 25 कारतूस जो कि दीवार में छिपा के रखे थे, इसको रिकवर किया गया है।
Not just that, apart from that, his close aides, including his daughter-in-law, his maid and his financier too, have been held for questioning by the police. The cops are also trying to nab the mole within the police force, with slain cop Devendra Mishra's letter written in March earlier this year emerging as the smoking gun.
सोशल एवं इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया में तत्कालीन सीईओ बिल्लोर श्री देवेंद्र मिश्रा जी के द्वारा एक चिट्ठी एसओ चौबेपुर विनय तिवारी के खिलाफ तो लिखा गया है। इस संबंध में एक चिट्ठी वायरल हो रहा है। उस चिट्ठी में ये तथ्य दिया गया है कि 386 धारा विकास दुबे के खिलाफ जो लगा है वो हटाया गया है और उसको फेवर किया जा रहा है। इस संबंध में मेरे द्वारा जांच किया गया है। प्रिलिमिनरी जो जांच में ये निकल के आया है, ना तो इस चिट्ठी के संबंध में कोई उल्लेख है, ना तो 14 तारीख को एसओ के खिलाफ कोई अन्य रिपोर्ट रिसीव हुआ है। इस संबंध में कोई उल्लेख नहीं है, ना कोई इस संबंध में कोई फाइल यहाँ पे पाए गए हैं। फिर भी इस संबंध में और भी गहराई से हम जांच कर रहे हैं कि इस चिट्ठी का जो जेन्युइनिटी के संबंध में हम लोग और जांच कर रहे हैं।
Amir continues to be with us. Amir, the fact that the police is now on to that particular aspect of the investigation, albeit some would say that it's far too late now, but at least they're considering the evidence that was presented in the letter written by the slain cop, Mr. Mishra.
Well, Athar, they are actually considering, and in fact, the IG Kanpur zone has also confirmed that an investigation is being carried out on the letter that was written by the CEO Devendra Mishra to the then SSP Anant Deo. But what the SSP Kanpur now says raises a lot of eyebrows, because he says that they do not have any record of the CEO writing this letter on the 14th of March informing about the local Chaubepur SO Vinay Tiwari siding with gangster Vikas Dubey. He says none of that record actually exists either with the CO office, the SSP office, or the local station house officer's office. So this is very, very surprising. I mean, these letters are very, very crucial evidence that provide the link between the local police and the gangster who's on the run. And if the police department does not have any copy of the letter, or the record has been missing, there definitely is much more to that, and perhaps that will all come out of the probe, if at all the probe is conducted threadbare.
All right, Amir, we of course are tracking this story very closely, given the fact that the AG Law and Order has admitted that they are looking into the aspect of police collusion with the gangster. Also, very quickly, Amir, if I could ask you one more question here. The fact that his aides have been now held, certain businessmen, top businessmen of the area, who perhaps, or at least by the reports we are seeing right now, acted as conduits to either launder his money or keep it for safekeeping. How is the investigation going on that front?
Well, the businessman from Kanpur, who's known to be close to gangster Vikas Dubey, Jay Bajpayee, has been held by the police over the last 3 days. Initially, 3 of his luxury cars, which were purchased in different names and were found abandoned in Kanpur itself, led the police to Jay Bajpayee. He's been questioned at length by the investigating team and by the STF. But now his links with much higher ups within the police department are also being revealed. For example, the then SSP Anand Deo, who's now been promoted as the DIG, was found on several occasions being very pally with Jay Bajpayee. So now, if you connect all the dots, it is not a surprise that a businessman along with a mafia don was, in cahoots with the top police officials as well, which is why perhaps the lower-ranking police officers, including the local SHO, did not perhaps gather courage to act on Vikas Dubey. So this clearly, makes up a case against the police as well. Now, it still remains to be seen as to the investigating officers and the team, will they take into account these the testimonies of these these senior officials as well, and as to how such a bonhomie existed between these business.
Would it be unfair to say, at least with the evidence that is in front of us right now, that the rot ran very deep? The Malays had inflicted many officers, multiple ranks, of course. You mentioned Mr. Ananddeo Tiwari, who, of course, was also heard on that particular phone call that we broke yesterday, in which the CEO, the slain CEO, was complaining to Mr. Deo about Mr. Tiwari as well. Now, this connection has come forth. Would it be fair to say, without casting any undue aspersions on anybody as of now, that this rot ran very deep, perhaps to the highest ranks of the police in the UP police department?
Well, definitely, Athar. No doubt, Mafia Don Vikas Dubey was highly connected. His pictures with politicians of all hues, whichever party remained in power, is proof enough to establish that he did have links with higher ups, which is why it worked on police officials as well. If the mafia or mafia turned politician, because he also happened to be the Zilla Panchayat member from the area, if he had connections with top politicians and police officers, no doubt lower ranking police officers will not gather enough courage to approach him for an investigation, which is what we see happening on the ground in most of the cases that were registered against him. Over 60 cases in the area in different police stations had been registered against him, including that of murder of a state minister rank politician inside a police station. So you can very well imagine his network and nexus with businessmen, with top police officials as well as politicians, which led to his long career in crime.
We also understand, Amir, that his reward now for his capture has been upped to 2.5 lakh rupees. Posters everywhere, not just in his in the area he was active, but also border posts as well. There is also an understanding, and perhaps this is unconfirmed at this moment, he could have already escaped the borders of Uttar Pradesh, perhaps into Madhya Pradesh, perhaps even further. How are the police dealing with that? Have they formed special teams? I believe 40 teams have been formed. Will they have the mandate to cross state lines?
Well, Athar, the police is being very tight-lipped as far as investigations are concerned, because they do understand that it has a lot of aspects, and that he is not understood to be in and around the Kanpur area. Obviously, the police teams are in touch with their counterparts in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh as well, and also his posters are being circulated on the border in the areas on border with Nepal. So there are all kinds of possibilities that the police is looking into. This morning there were speculations about his presence in Bijnor area of western UP, or that he might surrender in the NCR area, but all of that has not come true. So far it does seem that the police is groping in the dark as far as his whereabouts are concerned, but it is perhaps too premature to make a final comment on that front, because a number of suspects are being questioned at the moment, and the police says it is confident that it will nab him soon.
All right, we leave it there for the moment. Thank you, Amir Haq, for the latest on the story. We'll also take a very short breather right now. We'll come back with more news and updates on the other side. Do stay tuned.